What's going on, Charm City Smokers and Beyond? I'm your man, Kenny Cash.
I'm King Harvey.
Welcome to a special episode of Charm City Smoke. We down here, as you can see, Willie Cigar Lounge. We down Newport News, VA.
Yeah, home of Allen Iverson.
Mike Vick.
Oh yeah, all of them guys. Yeah, who else?
Hey, a lot of guys, man.
Yeah.
But look, we've had legends on our shows. We've had icons on our show. Today we have a pioneer. This man has set forth a path for guys that look like us, not only in the fire department, military, Baltimore City. This man was sent from the lacrosse guards.
A true trailblazer.
To lead us, to take us through the force. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than, I don't even know what to call you, Chief, right. Coach, Professor, Colonel.
Now shall we start this podcast in the name of the Holy Creator. I don't know if I want to shake your hand.
Right, bow to you.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm putting that butter on me.
I don't know what
I'm the most humblest person you ever want to meet.
Yeah.
But in reference to what they call me, I always tell people, Colonel, Chief, Coach, Professor. I say, my most revered title.
What's that?
Is Caroline's son.
Caroline's son.
That's my mother's name.
Shout out to
Caroline Carter.
No
God
doubt.
rest her soul.
Yeah,
okay.
Amen.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
As long as I can make her happy, if I can make her proud,
okay.
which I'm sure I did, then that's my number one title.
Okay.
Caroline's son.
Super.
Caroline's son.
Caroline's
Yeah,
son.
yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. I sure am.
So quick question, because of the podcast, did you wear that hat or you always wear that hat?
I always wear this hat.
You always wear that hat.
Okay.
I always wear this hat. When I teach now, like one of the times I'm a professor at Virginia Peninsula Community College.
Okay.
I teach EMS. I actually started the program August 16th. Next week I'll be here 10 years.
Wow. Dope.
We're fully accredited. We're on 2 campuses.
Okay.
Phenomenal training facilities. Yeah. And when I left Baltimore, I came here for that job. I actually was still still on the books full time when I started working here, August 16th, 2013.
Okay.
And my official retirement date was January 1st, 2014. So I was actually on the books full time, double dipping.
Yeah.
God is good, eh?
Hey, all the time, man.
All the time.
Hey,
So
good,
you said it, Baltimore, right? And I hope you go back and watch the previous podcast, but I always kind of started off and I always want to go back to the beginning.
Right.
Tell me what part of Baltimore you're from, sir.
424 Waddy Court. McCullough Project.
That's
Baltimore. McCullough, yeah. McCullough, Lafayette, McCullough, right in that area.
Woo.
So what was it like growing up in that area?
Back then it was wonderful, man. Because we moved out of there when I was about 5 years old. But I remember
It was like 1910.
This was Dayton. We actually moved out of the projects in '63. Moved to Emerson Village.
Okay.
But I remember we was a Waddy court, then there was man's court, and we used to be competition. Remember the Afro? There used to be like clean block competition.
No, we don't
remember that.
I'm born 83. I was born 83.
Well, but tell
us about
it. So the Afro-American newspaper, they used to have a clean block competition. Now they used to come through, and your neighborhood, your block had to be clean. And if it was, you win an award. I never knew what the award was.
They need to bring that back, bro.
Never knew, of course.
Afro's gone.
The fire department do go around cleaning, but they don't have the neighborhood stuff.
Neighborhood thing.
That's true.
So that's where I was born, and then we moved on up George Jefferson. We moved up to Emerson Village. We actually had grass in the front of the yard, and we had a garage. And a basement. In a basement. You couldn't tell us anything.
We're in the village.
We're in the village.
Wait, no, where?
3805 Woodbridge Road.
Okay.
3805 Woodbridge Road. And that block is historic, man. Grew up with some of my greatest friends came from that block. Mike McBride, Anthony Newby. The Ham brothers.
Okay.
It's just on and on, man.
Right.
It was just a great environment to grow up in. Everything was it was I talked to my man Murph. He came from New York. And when he came from New York, he moved down to Poplar's Grove. He said, man, I used to coming out hanging up with y'all, man. He said, y'all was squares, but y'all was cool.
So you say Murphy talking about
Coach Murphy. Yeah, Anthony Ryan. So
I got a funny story about Coach Murphy. When I was, and we'll circle back around to this, but when I became an adult, was helping you guys coach and stuff, right? And I was calling Coach Murphy when I was a teenager and stuff like that. So I think I'm an adult now. I'm like, hey, Murphy. He walked to me and said, it's Coach Murphy to you. I said, hey, ain't no change, right? Ain't no change.
So I understand the neighborhood you went to and everything like that. I love it. You're from the heart of Baltimore. Yeah. Sound like you're from the heart of Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
What schools did you attend?
My first school I went to was 88. I guess it's called Lyndhurst Elementary. But then my first 3 years, kindergarten, first, second, by the third grade, they had started integration. I didn't know it. We didn't know that. But they used to bust us from every morning from Lyndhurst to Dickey Hill, which was an excellent experience for me. Okay. Because what happened was Dickey Hill was integrated. The demographics was probably 60-40, 60 white, 40 black.
Okay.
But what it did, it gave me an opportunity to grow up white.
Right.
And I always said a couple things that happened in that experience. One was, I'll tell you this one, I had a best friend, his name was Paul, white kid, he had a real big house, and he was the smartest person in the class. Because he used to copy off my paper. So we take the test. Look, we take the test, and then the teacher get up and number one was Paul. We got the same grade.
So she erased some of them?
It was a white guy.
Okay.
Number one high score was Paul. We got the same grade.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So we go to take the test.
All right, you set him up.
I hit him like that.
Yeah.
He like, Lloyd, I can't see it. I act like I ain't here.
Yeah.
Right.
He failed the test.
Wow.
I was the highest grade. From that point
did you
on.
Get shot out?
Huh?
Did you shot out by the teacher?
No.
Of course not. I ain't know.
Of course not. Of course not. But yeah, that was one of the. That was a major experience. That made me realize they ain't no smarter than us.
Right.
Matter of fact, he the smartest guy in the class because he's copying off my paper.
Right.
Fast forward to the 5th grade. I had this teacher named Miss Burke. She's a black female. She's the first. No, Miss Kirby was. She found it. I don't know what. I wonder if she.
Shout out to you.
I always wondered if she was related to Chief Kirby.
Hey, Chief
probably
Kirby,
was.
if this reach your YouTube channel, let us know. Hit us
probably-
up. Walbrook Station, hit us up.
Until I said,
she probably
hey.
was.
Until I
Oh,
said,
no, he passed
hey.
away, didn't he?
Yeah, he
He
did.
passed away?
Yeah,
My fault, my bad.
she was gorgeous.
I'm thinking about Cartwright. I'm thinking about Chief Cartwright.
Yeah, but in the 5th grade, I had Miss Burke. Now, like I said, by this time I was, my smartness was starting to come out, my intelligence. She had a problem with it. She's a black teacher. She disliked me so much that she would make me sit facing the door, coming in to the classroom. Not facing the front of the classroom, I would have to face
Look outside.
until my mother came up.
Right.
My mother came
That's our
up.
sponsor on the phone, by the way.
Yeah, my mother came up and said, why is you got him sitting? You better put him back. So she put me back. So I ended up passing the class. I'll add this last piece. So the next year, I go into 6th grade, and Mr. Barker was the teacher. And he was like one of the most popular teachers in the school.
Okay.
He's a white guy, real attractive looking, look like David Cassidy. I don't know. Long, just all the female teachers love it.
Right, he's the man. Right.
So this is the deal. Somehow he must have got wind of what happened because teachers talk. So when I was in this class, I say, okay, Kenneth, what do you think it is? Okay, what do you think it is? Okay, what do you think it is? Then he come to me and say, okay, Mr. Carter. He call me Mr. Carr.
Wow.
Call me Mr. Carr.
Wow.
And they were like, why does he always call you Mr. Carr? I was like, I don't know, but it did something.
Yeah. It made you feel like
It made me, And he, like I said, he was the coolest teacher.
Right.
And he called me Mr. Carr to the point where everybody was like,
what's
something in me.
Right. You're not just one of these regular
West
Baltimore kids.
Yeah, West Baltimore kids. You got something going on.
Right.
And that, and stay with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so then went to Rockland.
Okay, Rockland,
Yeah, Rockland.
Mm-hmm.
That was still demographically mixed.
Right.
And then I went to Emerson.
Yeah.
It might have been 4 white people in there by the time we left. Yeah.
So back then it was
Urban Flight.
Back then they weren't called Redstone. It was called Redskins.
Redskins.
Yeah. Emerson Redskins.
Wow.
In the black community. So indigenous all the way around.
Right.
So is this where you fell in love with lacrosse? Just want to know.
Yeah. Oh man.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get in there. I just want to know, is that where you fell into lacrosse at?
That's where I was able to play it. I guess organized. I've had a stick in my hand since I was 9 years old.
So with that, let's get into that. So who introduced lacrosse to you?
My brother, God rest his soul, Bennett Carter.
Yes.
Call him Bunky.
He had the radio show, right?
No, that's Brian.
Oh, that's Brian. Okay.
Brian. Me and Brian are 11 months apart. Real quick on Brian. We were 11 months apart. When we was growing up, they treated us like twins.
Daddy was a Rolling Stone.
No. I always tell people I was playing.
Right.
You think so? We living in the project.
Right.
And 11 months later, my mother.
Hey.
Nah, in other words, I wasn't playing.
It's like
salute to your mother.
I was a miracle. I was a miracle. I know my father. He probably said, "You what?"
Right.
And guess what? I was a miracle baby.
Hey,
So
it's all good.
But I'll say this real quick about Brian. Brian was a genius. Certified.
Okay.
They did I remember an article that the Afro same people did an article on him. My brother Brian was reading encyclopedia. Reading at 2 years old.
What?
And he did it all.
Are you serious? I believe. Wow, that's impressive. We know we put the
but he was a genius. He certifiable, but all he loved was music.
Okay.
And that's why he went into DJ and
So your brother was reincarnated. He helped build pyramids.
Yeah.
He helped build the pyramids.
He probably did.
He helped build the pyramids.
Or at least was playing the music while they was building.
Yeah. Right. Some working music.
But then as far as Bunky, what he did was he was at Emerson. Bunky's 9 years older than me. And he would bring home the wooden stick.
Right.
And everybody in that area, Woodridge, the older guys, they played lacrosse. My brother, first one put a stick in my hand, and I like the fact that you break. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Right. Until you became a coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're doing.
Lacrosse players know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So what happened by the time I got to Edmondson, how did I end up on the lacrosse team was I actually went out to play. I played football all my life. I was arguably the best football player in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So when I went to Edmondson, I played quarterback in football. So when lacrosse came, I wasn't supposed to play lacrosse. I was going to play tennis.
Wow.
So me and a buddy of mine, James Claiborne, we go out for the tennis team. I'm going to be the next Alpha Ash. You know what I mean?
Right. Back then, that was
But you know, the ritual before we went to tennis practice, you know, this is the 70s.
Yeah.
We smoke a joint, we go to tennis practice.
Right.
So we show up late, bowled up out of our mind. Tennis coach was like, oh no. I got cut from the tennis team.
Okay. Wow.
So I looked at Claymore, I said, he said, what we gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go play lacrosse.
Okay. Just like that.
Rest is history.
Was that the same time of year? Was that the same
It's
time?
the same as both spring sports.
So that was your freshman year, Emerson?
Freshman year.
Wow.
And again, you know, back then it was 10, 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right.
10, 11, 12.
Right.
High school.
So when you hopped on the lacrosse, were you the best player automatically? Were you
No. Best player was my best friend, Calvin Slay. He was actually,
I heard about
Calvin Slay. He was in the fire department.
PO.
Yeah,
52
PO.
legend.
Okay.
You know how 52 get down, bro?
Wow.
Yeah,
Come on,
and I told him, and I tell anybody, Calvin Slay changed the game.
Wow.
Because before he came, lacrosse was just about being athletic. I'm running over people. He's the first guy I saw that had stick work. Wow. Catch and throw. And our job was to get the ball and give the ball to Calvin Slay. Well, I could do that because I could scoop, I could run, and I could pass.
Get out the way.
Yeah, and get out the way.
Get out the way.
And so my goal ultimately was to be as good as Calvin
That's
Slay.
good. There's nothing wrong with having a mentor.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then we end up being best friends, and I mean, best man at his wedding, best man at my wedding.
How's it going, by the way?
He's good. He was in town this past weekend. He came up for Devon Day.
Oh, okay.
And hung out with us. Yeah, man.
Still in Baltimore?
No, he's in Atlanta now.
Okay.
Yeah, but he retired. He retired a few years before me. Then he got involved in the transit, safety and transit. I think he worked in Delaware. Then he went to Jacksonville. Then he went to Texas.
Okay.
Then he went to California. Now he's in Atlanta.
So after 4 years across at Emerson, what did you do after that?
What? So I'm at Emerson.
First of all, before you get to Emerson, do you have any high school records at Emerson that still stand or that was standing for a long time?
Best thing I could say that I did at Emerson was I made All-State.
Mm-hmm.
I made first team.
What year?
All MSA. That was 76.
So
And I made it, my senior year, and I made it as a midfielder.
Oh,
I was the #1 midfielder in Baltimore City.
Okay, so you didn't play attack.
I played attack and midfield, which is interesting if you know anything about lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a starting attackman, but then on the second midfield, Coach Messer, Dave Messer, would put me on the second midfield. He'd bring somebody in on attack, and I was so good at midfield that I made first team. Best midfield.
Wow, that's wild.
Wow.
That's
And then-
wild.
and
Of the second midfield.
Yeah, second midfield.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I was trying to be as good as Calvin. So what happened? I'll give you this real quick. So we're going into our senior year. Dave Mensa, who's our head coach, he had played at the University of Maryland. 75, University of Maryland, it's the first time they had won the national championship. So what he did, he took us to one of their clinics, and that was unheard of back then.
Right.
So we show up at the clinic, and they showing us everything, and we see these white boys playing lacrosse. Had the hair down, had the white tube socks, white cleats,
bucket helmet.
and the ball just going ping, ping, ping.
Yeah.
And me and Calvin looked at each other like, oh, that's how it was played.
Right. It's a whole nother.
So when we came back, we turned into white. White cleats, white socks, and our game changed. And just from that clinic, our game evolved from that. And so by the time the season was over, McBride, who grew up on my block, he got recruited to go to Morgan State. Calvin got recruited to go to Morgan State. I had an academic scholarship to go to George Washington.
Wow, GW. Yeah.
The last game, we played Northwestern.
My house.
Go figure.
Look
It's all our school.
Right.
It's all our school
Look how
now.
it all comes
It all
together.
comes back together.
The coach, Sheldon Freed, comes to watch McBride and Calvin. That game I scored, I had 5. 3 goals, 2 assists.
5 points. Yeah.
He comes on the bus with paperwork.
Wow.
I want you to come to Morgan.
Wow.
I had to go home to my father. I got a free ride. I think I want to go to play Morgan across with Calvin and with Michael. Look at me like, they pretty much looked at me like, is you crazy?
Right.
I'm like, come on, Dad. And that's how I ended up going to Morgan.
Well, we're going to get into this history, though.
Yeah. So, normally, like I said, you've seen the podcast and seen how we like try to lead up to things, right? So you go to Morgan. You get there. Are you attacking or midfield? When I go to Morgan,
I'm an attack.
Okay.
You put me and Calvin on the
you
attack.
starting attackman freshman year?
Yes.
So
yes.
you, Calvin Slade, and who else?
And
on attack.
That's a good question. I can't remember.
It
was a lot of guys that came in and out in the 2 years. I can't really remember freshman year. I think it was Ralph. It might have been Ralph. And this is funny. You know Donnie Brown?
Of course we know Donnie Brown.
So Donnie Brown, the same year I came out, the same list, Donnie Brown made All-State as an attacker.
Okay.
When we went to Morgan, Donnie Brown moved to the midfield. I moved to attack.
Okay.
So yeah, I started my entire time there. I played 3 years, 77, 78, and then I came back in 81, which is the historic.
So while you were there, was that Morgan was Division One?
Division Two.
Division Two. But while you were there, y'all beat Division One schools.
That was 81.
Villanova, Georgetown, Notre Dame.
That was 81. Yeah. So they still list the 1981 team as the most successful HBCU team in history.
Right.
We were a Division One team. We ended up being ranked 3rd in the nation.
Yeah.
We beat, like you said, Michigan State, Villanova, Georgetown, and I always say, and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Not
Look,
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. And I always say this, not in
team.
football,
right?
Because they're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Not in basketball. They say, well, yeah, you might have a jump shooter.
Right.
And then I always joke, not in spades. Not in spades. In lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Or Morgan's Camp. I always say, look, you guys, y'all media, somewhere they got the tape of that game. Probably. They probably got the unknown. You know how they got the unknown soldier.
Yeah.
They probably got somebody standing on guard.
Yeah. They don't want that tape to ever get released.
They ain't burning.
You can't find it. You can't. When I Googled you, like I said, I was calling you because you like that right now. You know what I mean? For those who don't know, this man's like my family. This is like my second father right here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I Googled you. I looked for the videos. I looked for all that. There's nowhere to be found.
Somebody got it. Yeah.
Somebody got in them archives up in South Bend.
So what is the 10 Bears legacy that you're a part of? What is that exactly?
So the 10 Bears, it represents the program.
Okay.
Because it's 10 people on the
field at one time.
And Bears is our mascot. So when you say 10 Bears, it really talks about the whole program. My legacy is when we came there in 77, they used to call us Pretty Boy.
Yeah?
Yeah, me and Calvin,
Like
McBride. Because we white shoes, white socks, and
I thought that was a thing back in the 70s though, like with the white
they was just out there with wool socks, green, black, and red.
Wool socks.
Yeah, black spot built.
Across the spring sport.
Ain't know nothing about style. So look, we used to go on the bus trips, right? We used to go on the bus trips. We used to go on bus trips. We used to get on there with suits on.
Yeah.
Because we took it serious. We went with the whole thing. In 81, when I came back in 81, I was gone for a couple of years, and I needed to take a break. Well, then they told me to take a break because I wasn't taking the class serious.
I got you.
I academic probation.
Right.
So when that happened, I went to play at Hollandtown.
In Hollandtown?
Hollandtown
what?
Recreational wise?
With the Greeks?
Hollandtown club team.
You played with the Greeks?
With the Hollandtown Lacrosse club team. The first team they ever had. I played for them. The first year we played, we won the championship.
Wow.
And then Yeah. And when I never forget, I walked in the practice and Donnie Brown hooked me up.
Okay.
He's like, because he knew I couldn't play for Morgan that year.
Keep you.
He set me down.
Yeah.
I walked in, coach, it was Harry Wallace. He was like, nice older white gentleman. He said, Donnie told me a lot about you. So I walked in, they looking at me like, who's this? What?
You were the only African American on the team?
Me and a guy that grew up in the neighborhood. But he was, he was their boy.
Good.
So when I walked in, I had the Morgan helmet on. They probably knew where I was from. And they ostracized me. So I got this ball in my stick. Once I got the ball in my stick, they like, oh, this boy can play. From then on, we was good to go. And at first they didn't, had this guy named Greg Main, I never forget, they had him starting at attack. or the second game in, he came
it.
out.
That was
Said,
old.
he came out and said, he told me, he came out, he took his stuff out.
Yeah.
I said, Louis, go ahead in, man. Go ahead.
He already knew.
He knew.
He already knew. Yeah.
He ain't had nothing for me, man.
So look, I got a nostalgic moment, right?
Yeah.
I know because you said earlier how all things come back together. So for Morgan State, Notre Dame was number 1 in the nation when y'all beat it, right?
No. When we beat Notre Dame, that was their first year as a Division I program.
Okay.
So what happened in '75, they beat Washington in Lee.
Okay.
They were number 1. And they always talk about that team as the greatest Morgan team. I said, that was a good team.
And that was back in like
75.
Right, 75.
I said they was a good team,
right.
but they just caught Washington Lee on a bad day.
Okay.
At 81 team, who do we beat? Michigan State, Georgetown, Villanova, Notre Dame, ranked 3rd in the nation.
Notre Dame was ranked 3rd in the nation.
No, we were.
Y'all were ranked 3rd.
We ended up being ranked 3rd in the nation.
I got you.
So, in my opinion, I think we were the best team more than that.
I got you.
But that's a debate. That's like one of them,
So I did find the scores again. I couldn't find the video footage of it, but I did find the scores of that game, right?
Yeah.
Y'all beat Notre Dame 13-12.
12.
You know the significance of that?
Yes.
What's this? You tell me. I'm gonna let you.
13-12, we went into overtime.
Yes.
The overtime goal was scored by Donnie Brown.
Yeah.
I gave Donnie Brown the assist on the overtime goal.
Right.
Yep. And in that game, I had 1 goal and 5 assists. I ended up with 6 points, almost half the scoring. And the thing about it is, like I said, they thought all we could do was run and dodge. They didn't think we had stick work.
Yeah.
And so I was in attack.
Right.
You get open, I'm going to get you the ball, baby.
Right.
And that's how we beat them. I mean, we played lacrosse. We didn't play, I'll use the word, but we didn't play nigger ball.
Yeah.
Just let's outforce them, run them over.
Right.
No, we bang, 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 bang.
The fundamentals of the game. The fundamentals of the game.
Yeah.
So I know, like I said, I know you talked about that game a lot when I was a player for you. Now, a lot of people don't know that I played for Coach Carter, Chief Carter, started in '98 at Northwestern High School. Your first high school.
First high school team. Yeah.
That was your first year.
That was
my first year at Northwestern High School was your first year.
First year.
And it's the same thing when I was about to play tennis. I was about to play baseball, and it's crazy that this happened like this. I stopped playing baseball because I said they doing too much running.
What?
Well, little did you know. He could be on the basketball team because we ran cross country.
Yeah, I know.
We were the cross country team.
And so I'm gonna give him a shout out, Roy Castor.
Yes.
I played football with him, and he kept telling me play lacrosse.
I'm so good.
And I had to play something because I was like, I ain't got nothing else to do.
Right.
So I played lacrosse.
So it was you, Roy, Sean Medlin.
Sean Medlin wasn't there.
Sean Medlin wasn't there.
He wasn't there yet.
But so I'm gonna go back to that Notre Dame game, right? When I looked at the scores 13-12, right? You see I beat them in overtime. I was saying the significance where it came full circle. May of 2012.
Right.
Merva.
Right.
Northwestern versus Pilot. Baltimore City Championship. Final score.
Wow, I didn't
13-12 in overtime.
I didn't realize that was the same score.
That was the same score.
Oh my goodness.
Same score. One of your biggest wins as a player and a coach.
And as a coach.
And the final score. Don't play that number, by the way.
Yeah, you need to play that number.
We need
to
to
play that number.
Virginia.
Yeah.
I never did your research, son.
I gotta do a little bit.
I never knew that.
You know
I never realized that, man.
Yeah.
I never realized that.
So
while we
go
there,
ahead.
can you give a shout out to some of your best players while you coaching at Northwestern?
That'd be the whole
episode, right?
All right, but I'll give you this. The best player ever was Sean Medlin.
You know what?
You know this. I knew this.
I gotta give you something.
Sean was bad.
He's the reason why there's a black staff.
Yes.
There's black staff because of Sean Medlin.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's good.
I've always said that.
Yeah, then I got to shout out my son Lane.
Shout out to Lance Carter.
Gotta
On this
shout
thing
out.
with BLE.
Yeah, got a shout out.
You ain't got to say because he's here.
No,
No,
because I'm going position-wise.
He wasn't good.
No, I'll go position-wise. My best defender is Kenneth Cash.
Yeah, okay.
And my entire time there, he was the prototype. Cash, I made Cash a captain in his freshman year.
Wow.
So,
Sophomore year. Because, y'all started 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. In the sophomore year, I made him the captain because of his leadership. And then he was bad. He was shut down. Best player, Cash. Okay, we ain't got to worry about him today. Because he was shut down.
Right.
Whoever we put Cash on, he was shut down.
And
then he had handles.
He was 3-sport athlete.
He was, and he just, the maturity level. That was the thing that really impressed me about him. His maturity level.
I think what you mentioned earlier when I think you said you guys had went to the University of Maryland.
Yeah.
And here's why I want to give a shout out to Coach Donnie Brown. He took us up to the Christian FC. Was it
FCA.
FCA.
Yeah.
He took us up there.
Yes.
And we started playing with them dudes that was going to Virginia. And he gave me the one move. He said, "Scoop, give him the face guard, come back."
Right.
That was it.
That was it.
On another level.
That it raised, but not that. But when I was playing with them guys that was going to college and everything, they was giving me tips too. I mean, they was constantly blowing us out because we had guys from middle school and whatever, you know what I mean. And they was going to D1 schools, but they was giving us tips because they knew, you know what I mean.
Right.
So they was giving us tips as we was playing them, you know what I mean. And when I brought them back, and that's when I remember I came back. I said we need to play a zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was like my senior year in high school.
Yeah.
I said we need to play a zone because we ain't really had nobody
We
else.
had nobody else out
But
there.
that's our best bet to win.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we had lost all our offensive firepower with
Right.
Sean and Roy graduating,
Right.
and then Champ was gone, and all
Right.
those guys. So
Right.
we had to rely on defense to keep the score close for us to win. And
For us to
pretty
win.
much we
And
did
we
that.
did.
No,
For most of the
Champ
year.
to the fire department.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
we mentioned it. I just saw Champ
Antonio
the other
Wallace,
day.
Champ.
We
We
like the only people that call him Champ.
Yeah.
I never knew his real name.
Yeah, Antonio Wallace. You
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I know him as Champ too. Yeah.
But so what we want to go back to, right? So you did your thing at Emerson, you did your thing at Morgan. After college, where did your journey take you?
Well, when I was in college, what happened was, when I was in college, I got the job with CETA. I got in the fire department. CETA was a federal government program where they went in the neighborhood and they said, we're going to teach black people how to work at these different types of jobs.
Okay.
So that's how I got hired in the fire
Like kind of
department.
like a community outreach type of thing.
Yeah. It's a federal government, federally funded, and so that's how I got in the fire department.
I always like to talk about this. I mean to cut you off.
No
You got in the fire department. What was your yearly salary?
You don't even remember.
No. Probably less than 10.
Woo!
Yeah.
What year was that?
This was in 79.
Okay, $10,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So, yeah.
His last check was that.
Yeah. Probably with that overtime y'all made. So what?
Before taxes.
And I paid my tax.
I paid my taxes.
So what happened was I got hired. But that's a whole nother story. I don't know if y'all want to go down there, but when I worked in CETA program, basically they brought you in, they trained you to become an EMT, then you went to the CRT course. If you passed, you got a job. If you failed, you out the door. So past the EMT, Donald Mackey, I don't know if y'all remember, he was my EMT instructor. Yeah. And then went to the CRT course. I was number 2 in the class. I don't know if y'all remember Hanzo.
Yeah, Mike Hanzo.
Yeah, Mike Hanzo was number 1. We used to call Hanzo the healer.
Oh,
that was his nickname. That's how nice he was with
Yeah,
us.
he used the hands of God.
Yeah. We used to call him the healer. So what happened was, I couldn't get to work on time. This is
Where were you assigned at?
we had to go to school over at, what do they call it? Is it Bayview? It used to be City Hospital.
Yeah, Bayview.
And I lived in Emerson Village. Ooh. And I had to catch, there was only one bus. It was 23. But by the time I get, it's an hour, maybe.
Why didn't you catch an Uber?
No,
didn't exist. Didn't exist. So by the time I got there, by the time I got to City Hospital, I would fall asleep, wake up, it'd be like 2 stops. Now I had to run back. So eventually, they had the rule, 6 latenesses in a 2-year period, you get fired.
Wow.
So what happened was, while I was in class, I had 5 latenesses.
Wow.
Finally come out, I get assigned to Medic 12. I'm living in the village. Living in the village.
Right.
So
Medic 12 is still on Frederick and
Kate.
Kate.
Yeah. So I show up. I never forget. I show up to work late one day. Everybody sitting around the table. I never forget. Lieutenant Caddington was at the table. So when we came in, we had to call in to let them know we were in. So I came in, sat down at the table. He said, "Did you call in?" I was like, "No." So I went and called in. I was basically 1 minute late.
So
it's 7:01.
7:01.
Yep. Didn't hear nothing for a while. So then I was supposed to go before the trial board. Went to the trial board, supposed to go, they canceled it. So I was like, okay, I'm good. So one day, I'm on Medic 12, I'm going inside, drop a patient off at Baltimore Hospital, and the lieutenant shows up, hands me an envelope. I open the envelope.
Blue paper.
You have been, no blue paper.
Oh, one of your blue paper.
You have been dismissed.
What?
As of 7 o'clock that morning.
Oh my God.
They let you take a run first.
Watch this. So then the radio goes off. Medic 12 respond, blah, 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 blah. He said, you want to take that run or you want me to take you back to station?
What?
I said, man, if you don't take me back to station, y'all ain't been paying me all day.
That's crazy. You getting free labor out.
Yeah. So look, this is so funny. So I never forget, there's a white guy named Lux. So I go back to the station, I walk in, he's like, and they used to call me Cedar. He never called me Lloyd, Carter, enough. He used to call me Cedar. So I walk in, he's like, what's wrong, Cedar? I said, yeah, man, they just fired me. He said, damn, Cedar.
Damn.
He
That
still
sound like
ain't said my
Jasper
name.
say, damn, daddy.
He still ain't said, damn, see, he was hurt too, but he still ain't saying my name. Go to payphone, Ma, he just fired me.
Oh my
She's
God.
like, don't worry, baby, come on home. So then I went and started working for American Ambulance. Still had my EMT. That's why I told my students when I come about this EMT certification. I've had my EMT certification since 1979.
Wow.
And
You
you
fire
that up, my
EMT, A, B,
C, R, X, R,
you got all the letters.
CRT.
So how long were you up the job? At the fire department?
4 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, God is good, man.
I missed that part.
But look, so watch this. So, because I'm working at American Ambulance, allowed me to go back to Morgan.
Okay.
Play lacrosse in '81.
Okay.
I used to pull up to the game, change my uniform in the back of the medic unit, go out and practice, go out and play.
So you was playing lacrosse on the clock?
Yeah. But they knew it.
My dog, yeah.
They knew it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was a good worker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They
I
knew
got
it. I
game.
mean, and you know,
clock.
Willie Runyon and all of them, they good people. Jack, Fat John, all of them, man. Howard Seabreeze, my man, God rest his soul.
Yeah, Howard
He
Seabreeze.
was an older,
Dope name.
he was an older white guy. And
We figured that by the name. We knew that.
grew up in Hampton. I mean, we was the complete opposites in life.
But that's what attracts.
Yeah.
That's what
But
attracts.
he taught me such a work ethic. So I got such a work ethic from working with him. So, in 1983, I decided to go back to CCB to get my CRT.
Were you born, Cash?
84.
I was born in '83.
Wow.
It's all good though.
So I'm back at CCB, and my teacher is John Johnson.
Okay.
Captain Johnson, eventually Chief Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was my mentor, man. I wanted to be just like the way he wears his uniform, the way he talk. You know,
he was the man.
He was it, man.
Yeah.
And he taught me. I learned that profession from him.
Right.
So eventually, when I got my CRT, I started working at Providence Hospital. It was called Liberty Med.
Yeah.
They hired me as
I heard her story.
EKG technician.
I heard nothing but bad things.
I had ball.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll just leave it like that.
Okay.
I got you.
When I worked at Liberty Med, I worked for 5 cardiologists.
Wow.
Elijah Saunders, who was like one of the top cardiologists in the country, he ran it. And I worked in a department where all of the women, it was 9 women. I was the only man.
You had a good time.
Say less.
I had a wonderful time.
Say less.
at Liberty Medical.
Say less. Say less. Say less.
I had a wonderful time.
Right.
At Liberty Medical. Where the other camera at? I had a wonderful time at Liberty Medical. So I applied back to the fire department.
Okay.
And they didn't want to hire me because I got fired with the lateness.
I understand that. I do understand that.
So I went to Willie Runyon.
Mm.
Ran an American, real powerful guy. He wrote a letter. They brought me in.
Okay.
Okay.
Chief Spadero sat me down. He was sitting here. I was sitting
Was
there.
he the fire department?
No, he was like a deputy.
Okay.
Okay.
Sat me there and said, JJ, they call him JJ,
Yeah.
Captain Johnson at the
Yeah,
time.
Captain Johnson.
They said, we're going to bring him back. But if he mess up, we're going to fire him, and we're going to fire you.
Oh, that was that was like Big Worm.
That's exactly what he said. And they brought me
If you
back.
don't have my money,
Right.
by 10 o'clock, I'm going to kill him.
So, did you buy a car then? Did you get the car?
Nah, man.
No.
So
You
at
get a
that point,
And what year was this, though? What year was that when you
I
got?
was 83.
83 when you went back.
December
Okay.
12th.
83.
Mhm.
December
So
12th.
you remember the day.
Mm.
You remember the day.
I think everybody remember that appointment.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
December
second one.
The second
That's the
appointment.
second one.
First one don't count.
That's all I tell people. When I went and got hired by the fire department the second time, so I'm gonna sum this up with this very, very important moment in my life. So fast forward, become a CRT, then they make me a paramedic instructor, then I get promoted as lieutenant, and then the captain exam comes up, and it was only one captain, and it's called a medical bureau. So, took the test. The day before the results come out, I'm a training lieutenant, so I'm down at Old Town sitting at my desk.
Okay.
JJ comes up. He already knows the results. He comes out, I'm sitting at the desk. Hey, look what I found. Dude, piece of paper on his desk. What do you think that paper was?
The results. Okay.
It was a copy of the order when I got fired.
What? What?
Wow.
Are you allowed to cry on these podcasts?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go real quick with it because I'll get emotional.
Go deep with
He held that. The day he knew that I was going to be the next captain, which meant I was going to be the next chief.
it. Wow.
He walked out, real cool.
Right.
Look what I found. He had the order
Wow.
when I got fired. Talking about full circle.
Full circle. Ain't nothing but it.
Yeah, definitely
And
God.
I'm like, yo.
God did.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
God
Chief,
did.
where you get this from? He laughed it. I went back. So the next day, we come out with the order. He's reading it. He's got like 4 or 5 of us in the room. He's reading. He's going from the bottom up. Goes to number 3. Goes to number 2. When he gets to number 2, he says, Stan Sleeve. He still ain't called my name yet. And I was like, and then he didn't have to say number 1. So we in Old Town. I walks out the back door. I just walks out in the middle of Gay Street, tears running down my face.
Right.
I'm like, so this is the crazy part. You know Jimmy Artis?
Yes. Yeah.
So I jump in the car, drive down.
Yeah.
Jimmy Artis was working at the aquarium. I was like, Jimmy, I'm number 1 on captain's list. We running up and down. So then Jimmy just freezes. And he said, oh shit. We cuss on
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
He said, oh shit. I said, what? He said, that means you the next chief. And I just sat down on the dock.
Woo. That's heavy.
That's heavy. That's God, man.
That's God, man.
That's God.
From being unemployed,
God did.
from lateness to chief of EMS.
Come here, my brother. One more time. One more time, my brother. One more time.
Who else? Who else but him? Who else but him, man?
So what year was that when you made captain?
I made captain. I want to say 93.
93.
Yep. And then I made chief.
In 93, your pay was like $15,000 in 93.
No, I was making a couple good dollars. I made pretty good dollars back by the time I made captain. But when I first got hired back in '83, I was making $12,000. Yeah. You couldn't tell me nothing.
I'm sure.
Right, I'm sure.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know.
I'm getting money.
Then you waiting for longevity steps and all that.
Yeah.
But I don't know where y'all going. But I got to tell you this. My first night as chief was September 16th, 1995.
September 16, 1995.
So that's a Saturday night. Now forget that Friday night was JJ's last day on the force. Next day I'm acting chief until they promote. So we had the Baltimore Blazers, send off, boom, boom, boom. Give me the take home car, drive home. That Saturday night, I'm watching one of my favorite movies, Bronx Tale. You ever seen Bronx Tale?
Yes.
Credits running. Pager goes up. Bam. Pick it up. 9 alarms.
Whoa,
9 alarms?
It came out at 9 alarms?
9 alarms. From the tip of milk fire.
Oh.
Let me go back to the beginning of the sentence. My first night is EMS night. Let me say that one more time. I'm going to say it one more time so y'all understand. My first night as EMS chief.
You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today.
Everything.
Yeah.
Line of duty,
everything.
death,
Yeah,
mass
everything.
casualties.
Yeah.
How did you handle that thing, though, right?
Me and my main man, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know. He's
Shout
like,
out-
look,
shout-
this is what he did.
Shout out to you, Jesus.
Yeah,
Shout out to you,
this
Jesus.
is what he did. I got you, man. Calm down. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
Do what you do.
Show up.
That's the attitude you gotta have, though.
Show
man.
up. It was mass casualty. We couldn't get the units in. The light rail ran through there.
Yeah, block you off.
He told me, you might think it was my idea, but he told me, he said, no. Place it on the light rail. Call Alan Bull. Tell him had medic units staged further down the line.
Wow.
Put a couple paramedics on it. Take them down. Offload them. Take them to hospital.
Wow.
You know how about took credit for that later.
Wow.
Ain't nothing new under
Wherever
the
you
sun.
at, man.
Ain't
God
nothing-
bless you.
Yeah. Ain't
But
nothing,
you know that's what y'all do.
ain't nothing new under the sun.
Ain't nothing new.
I heard they say they built the purpose.
Yeah, of course.
Come on now.
But, and then, I don't really want to get to, but it was
That's
a
fine.
sad situation because, before he died.
Rest in peace.
So,
Yeah.
the whole idea, right? Because I look at the mass casualty MOP here and there, right? So the whole part with commandeering MTA. Did you start that?
Yeah.
That's you.
Hold up, it used to be the 683 series. That's what.
Yeah, it's
Then
somewhere
they
around there.
changed it. They changed it probably the MOP. But that whole MOP for the medical EMS. Came out of here.
Yeah.
I wrote that.
I may be jumping forward a little bit, Cash,
No, it's
right?
cool.
But something I want to ask you, right? How did it feel, and what experience? Were you like the China ambassador, EMT? What's the China?
When I
like,
went to China.
Okay,
that's
talk
an
to me.
interesting
Okay,
story.
talk to me about
tell
this
us
whole
that,
thing.
man.
Talk to me about
So
You
all
have
that.
so many accreditations and
so-
accomplishments, man. It's like we gonna
I
be jumping
was
everywhere.
so
Y'all remember Dixon Henry?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my
Chief
man.
Henry. Yeah.
Chief Henry. He was my man. So Chief Henry motivated me to really step my education game up. Go back and get my paramedic. Because the first one, I don't even know paramedic. He was the first person I ever met was an EMT.
Okay.
I was like, let me do that. So they would pit us against each other. So this goes back to Clark. When Clark came in, I was the chief of EMS.
Deputy chief of division.
I think it might have been divisions.
Okay, the time was the.
So he came in, he reshuffled the deck.
Yeah.
Everybody got to reapply for their position.
What?
I've been the chief of EMS. I reapply. I don't get the position. What? He gets it to Dixon Henry. So I don't have a job.
Huh?
So this is what happened. I think City Hall.
I need to let my cigar. Can you pass me this lighter? Can you pass it? I can give it back to you.
City Hall probably said, "Oh hell no, you can't do that."
Wait, Hall.
So they made them create a position. It was Deputy Chief of Support Services and Administration.
I remember seeing that order. That was probably.
Was that more money?
That was probably like around what?
No, but what it did, I ran the department.
It wasn't more money.
Administration. No, I was a deputy chief. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it taught me. I wasn't just EMS. It taught me everything.
It was
personnel,
right. He was everybody.
payroll.
Right. He was everybody.
Yeah, strategic planning, everything. So, what do you call it? Like disciplinary actions. I write the strategic plan.
Right.
So what happens is, Dixon Henry's the chief of EMS. University of Maryland comes to him and say, look, people in Republic of China want somebody to come over there
Wow.
to speak
Wow.
on EMS.
Wow.
Dixon Henry said, you need to take this. I don't know about that. Not like you know it. So he gave them my number. I wasn't even the chief of EMS.
Wow.
But he knew.
Yeah.
And that's why he's my man. He's
Right.
real people.
Right.
That's how I ended up going over to
So
China.
talk to me.
exchange?
So talk to me. Talk to me. I want to learn about China. Tell me what happened when you went over
Man,
there.
when I went over there, I had what they call an interpreter. I had an interpreter. I had a driver. And then when I would come like through the airport or do something, everybody would look at me like, who is this?
Thought you played basketball. They thought you played
No,
basketball.
this is what I said. No, this is what I said. They thought I was LL Cool J. They probably think I'm a rapper. Or
Right.
man.
Right.
But when I went over there,
We were going to
man,
pause and relocate.
Yeah.
The rain's coming down.
yeah.
That's all right though. We get through it. But go ahead and tell your story.
So when I get over there, man, I had to do all of my slides in English, and I would present,
Yeah.
and she would interpret. And I even had jokes, and I would say da 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 da, and I wait. She said, and they would laugh. I was like, damn, it really worked.
Like, oh, he's ready to say
Yeah,
about
it really worked. Yeah, but it was.
How long you was there for?
Maybe a week. I know we went to 4 different cities.
Did the fire department pay for that?
No, I think
Or the
the
city?
government paid.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's federal government.
That's one to know.
Yeah, that's federal government. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was the level higher than the fire department. Matter of fact, they really didn't even know, because when I came back, I forgot who the PIO. I think Kelly might have been the PIO. I told
Chief
her,
called right. Yeah.
and they didn't want to put it out. So I could store it. He didn't want to give me no shine on that.
What? Are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
That's
But it was life-changing experience, man.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm glad I spoke. I'm glad we spoke.
yeah, life-changing experience, man. And had a ball, man. Just had a good time. My current wife took her, and so whenever she gets amnesia, I'll be like, "You go to China."
Right, you went to China.
That's right. You got
Oh,
that.
look on my
Right.
on my arm,
Right.
on my arm.
You got that big joker. Every time something happens, throw that big joker out.
China.
So China wasn't good as Liberty Medical. It wasn't as good as Liberty
No.
Medical. China wasn't
By that
good.
time
China wasn't that good.
By that time I had retired.
So
Yeah.
what about, okay, because I want to talk about China a little bit. The food, like everything,
Oh,
how was that?
food was. I'm telling you, I ate something that. But you know what's crazy? And I always say I don't know if it's because I was black, but every place we went, they had watermelon. So I'm serious.
How did you take that? Did you like? Are they trying
At
to
first I was like, do they think is it because I'm black?
Like, look,
But I wasn't mad because I love
they put a
watermelon.
memo out to all. When you came through the airport, they put a memo out to all the restaurants. We got black people in here. Put out the watermelon.
That's what I'm saying. But I wasn't mad. Because I love watermelon.
Yeah.
We all do.
Right,
Right?
we all do.
White, black, Asian, everybody loves watermelon. Everybody
I
loves
don't
watermelon.
know. Was it pigeon?
Everybody loves
There was
watermelon.
something that I ate that I don't
Pigeon?
normally eat.
Is it
Yeah, it
pigeon?
might have been pigeon. I don't know.
I'm not eating
Something.
that.
But the food was great.
It says
But,
the Tyrone's.
exactly.
The pigeon
Say
wings.
the pigeon wings.
The pigeon wings.
Everybody know about
Everybody
Tyrone's.
loves Tyrone. What? I love Tyrone.
We all did. Every school event.
Yeah, right. Think we doing something.
Yeah,
I
every
love
school event.
Tyrone,
man.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the food was great, man. And they, what they call lazy Susans. You know what I'm talking about?
I got one.
Yeah, and every wherever you went, it'd be like 3 different layers, and they would just go around and you just pick food off, and then they mess around. What is that? Was it Shanghai? So Shanghai was like New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big
So
time,
we
time.
stayed.
Yeah.
That's when we stayed there. I see the KFC. I was good.
Yeah.
But they didn't taste like our
Yeah.
KFC. Nah. They some different kind of oil they use.
Was it fried chicken?
It was fried chicken, but it ain't our fried
You
chicken.
can't watermelon in KFC too.
No, but in my hand, every place we went,
It had watermelon.
they had water.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. I
Yeah.
ain't mad at y'all. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Oh, so I forgot when we went to an area called, I think it was Tibet.
Tibet.
So we there, and these are real. They don't look Asian. They don't have the eyes. They're really. I got pictures, man. You gotta see them. They're light skinned, but they look more Hispanic.
You got to send us a picture. We're going to
Yeah,
put it up.
send the picture. Yeah.
Look, just what I was saying. I was telling my wife Sean. I said they were Chinese people because they were so cool. They loved us. For some reason, because we were with a bunch of folk, and they just gravitated to me. And a couple of the guys, they was trying to hit on my wife. And then the girl, the couple of the women,
Like
they
one
was
of
like
us.
giving me the eye, like, I'm like, oh, what's
ready to-
going
they
on?
ready to swap.
Yeah,
They ready to swap.
yeah, I'm like, what's going on? But they were real colorful, and they
Mhm.
had real good music.
Mhm.
And I said, yo, you know what? These are the Chinese niggas.
Mhm.
Well, you know,
So yeah,
the story of man
It
speaks
is.
to that.
It is.
We started in Africa, traveled the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's all.
But
that
yeah, and that was one of
And what year was that again?
We got it in our notes.
Yeah, we got no check it out. Look at
We
that.
got no-
Yeah,
Check it out. Open it
know
up.
better than me.
got
I would-
I want to say
I haven't had to
around.
cut on
We got
another
no-
part of
No,
my
we
brain.
gonna find it for you. We
got
gonna
no-
find it for
Yeah, I
you.
definitely
But while he
see
looking
you
that
from
up, right? We gonna get back to it. But while he's looking that up, so how many years did you do in the fire department? 30. And you retired deputy chief
Deputy.
of.
I don't know. Just
You don't know,
deputy.
whatever, just deputy chief,
Yeah,
right?
no, because when I retired, I was on the books. I was a battalion chief because they had busted.
Mhm.
So, I mean, they had me some position where they had me going over the communication, sitting there watching the monitor.
And you know what? It's funny that I remember that because I was in the department then,
Yeah.
and I remember seeing the order.
2010.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, 2010.
So I know it's right. It's kind of recorded right now. So we're dealing with the elements, but we're gonna get through it. And it was I saw that order, and I remember seeing like voluntary demotion from deputy chief to battalion chief.
It
I'm
wasn't
like,
voluntary.
I'm like, ain't no way. So when I
he
saw it,
came to me and said, "You can take this demotion, or we're gonna get you up out of here." Well, I was at his whim, and so I was like, "I'll take it." But this is how God works. Once he put me back in 964,
you was good. You was
when I go to retire, what do I get? 90 days terminal leave.
yeah.
So I got a question for you.
So when I
Okay.
left for 90 days, I'm working here
Right.
full time.
Yeah.
They paying me
They paying you.
full time.
Right.
We're going you on the pause?
And then we
going.
it's up to you.
Mhm.
Like I said, man, we pop on the thing and say, let me walk right over there, pop up them if y'all want to do that.
Yeah. How you
Y'all
going?
want to do that?
How you feeling?
I'm good.
Sure? All
We
right.
good. All right. Well, we good. We keep it going.
All right.
So then, let's talk about your military.
Yeah,
I think
because
we touched on that,
when
right?
did you get in the military? Yeah.
Woo! So, I grew up in Emerson
like-
Village. Grew up in Emerson Village.
Oh, go ahead. Do it like that.
Right?
Yeah, turn around. Turn around.
like I said, when I grew up in Emerson Village. Friday night ritual.
Right.
Me and my boys get together. I got $1, I got $2, I got $3. We get it together. Get enough for a nickel bag, couple fifths of Boone Farm, and the quarter. Yeah, Andy Green Spring, Boone Farm. We would go up on top of, we call it the school, then that's elementary, 88 steps. We go all the way up the top of the steps. And you can look and see the skyline of downtown Baltimore.
Right.
That was our Friday night ritual. Boom, boom, boom. Go up, get buzzed up, then go to my man Ham's basement. We play spades and listen to music all night. When I was about 17, I said, you know, I can't do this. I'm going to graduate high school. I got to do something with my life.
Right.
Parents couldn't send me to college. Didn't have the money. I wanted to go to college. Parents couldn't send me. So I saw an ad on TV, National Guard. I went, joined, went to Catonsville Armory. Got sworn in, got my parents' permission, got sworn in. That's going to come back. Catonsville Armory, remember that. That's going to come back. Catonsville Armory. So I joined in March 6, 1976. The day I swore in. That was in March. I graduated in June. In April, get notification from George Washington got a full ride.
Right.
In May, that's when Coach Sheldon Freed comes on the bus and gives me the paperwork to come to Morgan.
Right. Get across, Coach.
Bang, bang, bang. God was like, I got you. So, I always call it the last summer. Because I go away to basic in September. So that's my last summer. Oh my goodness. It was the last summer.
It was the last summer. You went all in.
All in.
Hey.
Went away September 12, 76. Went away to basic training, Fort Jackson. That was the first cycle where they combined, it was the WACs. It was Women Army Corps, and then it was the regular Army. They dissolved that and they made it all one army. Brought women in. So our platoon was across from an all-female platoon. And the drill sergeant would be like, you go in the mess hall, I want you to sit right next to him. And we couldn't talk to him. Well, that's crazy. Talk, but I want you to be next to the prettiest girl in there. So look.
They trying to touch your distance.
We be in the mess hall like this. Just staring at him like
dogs and heat.
Couldn't say nothing, but if eyes could talk.
They already knew what you was saying. You was speaking love. You ain't gotta say nothing.
Then somebody messed around and got the number to the payphone in their bag. And let me talk to so and so. So leave there. I go to Fort Benning. That was my AIT. So when I go there, it's empty. Try to kill. So this is the crazy part. Get there, infantry, loved it. I'm 17, man. I run forever, whatever, walk forever. Eventually I come back home. I go right to Morgan. I'm in the best shape of my life. Right. In the freshman.
Killing the man.
Killing them.
Man.
Yeah, so life goes on. I keep my EMT. So in August, might have been 79, maybe 80. I think August of 80. You go to training in Fort Drum, New York. Up in the mountains. It's in August. Warmer than ever got was 60 degrees. Wow. So I had a cold. So I want to go to sick call.
Where was that at though?
Fort Drum, New York.
In New York, okay.
Up in the mountains. We doing mountain training. So I go on sick call, you don't go on no sick call. So I'm just gonna get some food.
We're gonna pause right here, y'all. We're gonna relocate. Rain starts to come down a little bit harder. We're gonna pause, give us a second.
We said earlier, God did, right? And sometimes we got to deal with these elements.
Yeah, but it's all good. We're going to keep it going back.
It ain't going to hold us.
You know what I mean? Chief, so we're gonna continue with the story about
Fort Drum.
Fort Drum.
So yeah. So I'm in the infantry unit. You know, we don't see nothing but guys all day long in the woods, 2-3 weeks at a time. You know, might get a shower at about 10 days. Yeah, man, come on, we playing war games, baby. I remember that our unit was so bad, and this is a blessing. When I came in at 80, when I came in at 76. Majority of my unit was Vietnam vets.
Okay.
And they loved me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was a young boy. I used to be, and I was going to Morgan at the time, so I'd be in the foxhole.
Yeah.
Reading, look at Carter, man. You always studying.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was the point man, because I was young, so I'd be way out in front. So, but they taught me how to be a soldier.
Yeah. Of course, in Vietnam, that's the soldier
Slade,
right there.
Hearns. I still remember them guys' name, man. Slade, Hearns. So 1980, like I said, I go on sick call. I just want to get some Sudafed, runny nose, whatever. So I walk into the dispensary, like the clinic, the military clinic. I walk in, and I'm like, where all these women come from in uniform? I'm like, oh, man. They running around, you know. So I say, how you get in this unit? They're like, you can't get in this unit. I'm all grungy, dirty, probably can smell me like a mile away. Yeah.
Right.
He probably all cold.
Just raunchy.
You can't get in this unit. I said, so what you gotta do to get in this unit? You gotta be a medic. I said, well, I'm an EMT.
Right.
You ain't no EMT.
Well, they called out.
Right.
Boom. Look.
This is a senior brother.
Boom.
Right.
Next thing I know, the first sergeant. They went and got the first sergeant. He brought him out.
Right.
He's like, you're EMT? Before the end of that training period, they had put in paperwork to transfer me to that unit.
Wow. With all the women.
And look, exactly. Amen. And look, my commander didn't want to release me.
Right.
So I had to go over his head to get released. So I ended up going to that unit, showed up. Great, it was like MASH. You ever see the TV show MASH?
Yeah.
That was the flavor.
That was it.
That was the flavor, man. But I was a medic, but I hadn't been to school yet.
Okay.
But I had my EMT, so they had to send me to school at Fort Sam Houston.
Which is in Houston?
It's in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
That's where
That's a trickster place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Fort Sam Houston. That's the name of it. It's named after whoever the hell Sam Houston is. I don't know. So
I got a burger named Sam Houston.
yeah,
I got to research.
Yeah.
It might be him.
I got to research it.
It might be him. Yeah. So I go down there. So I throw this out. So I go down there. So while I was in the unit, I wasn't coming through. I was going to Odell's on the weekends. I'm trying to get up, go to drill. I ain't going.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. You know, boom. So I got busted twice. I was an E4, got busted twice down to E2 because I wouldn't come. So by the time I go away to training, I'm an E2.
Yeah.
I show up the first day of training. Probably the federal government gonna come after me after this.
Probably.
I showed up the first day.
We ain't that big time.
Yeah, I showed up the first day of training. I'm the only person in civilian clothes. I don't know.
You always outside.
Yeah. Everybody had on uniform. So they said, if you're E4 and above, step over here. E4 and below, step over here. I'm watching them. Saying, we start over. Because I was an E4 at one point.
Right.
At one point. So I slide over. So now that I'm an E4, they made me a platoon sergeant. I'm in charge of a whole platoon, like 40-something people.
Right.
And they break the formation, I hauled ass to the PX and buy E4 rank.
You mean, hold up, what do you mean buy? You can buy pens?
Yeah, you go to PX. You buy anything you want.
So you just go in.
You be a general.
You can come in E1, and I'm like, you know what?
I'm a general today.
I'm going to be a and they just go with it.
They go with it until they find out.
Oh, that's great.
So the whole cycle, I'm a platoon sergeant.
You know what? I think you should do that, right?
What's that?
You said you was a captain before,
No,
right?
I never said that.
So you should just go down to the spot
said that.
down
And get
Worcester
them right.
and buy you some captain pens.
Who
Who gonna know?
Who gonna know?
Who gonna know?
Right
So
to the
they
line.
I'm gonna buy you a great shirt.
they
I'm
see
gonna
your-
buy you a great
So
shirt.
they see your pay stub, they don't know nothing.
Tell them lies.
So, but that worked out, man, because my platoon ended up being the platoon of the site. It's all
Okay.
about leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a good time in San Antonio.
No doubt.
We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact,
We gonna
Matter of
edit it.
fact, I got to get clearance. But I went to San Antonio 4 times, and every time it was epic.
Yeah.
Epic. Anyway, so come back.
So you got some babies.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I got baby.
Yeah.
I got baby.
But
But not there.
Yeah,
not,
I got
not
you. I
that
got
time.
you. I got you.
So anyway, I come back to the medical unit. Everything's going smooth. In 1983, the units, every year the units get tasked by headquarters to send people to OCS, Officer Candidate School. And they did it as a joke, you know, because I was home, and I was shocked. They knew I was shocked.
Right.
So they sent this other kid, that was a joke.
yeah.
And they sent this other black guy. And so me and the other black guy, we got selected to go to OCS.
Right.
So OCS, probably one of the most important things that ever happened in my life.
Okay.
It taught me leadership.
Okay.
And it taught me the things, put you through things that mentally strong that you can get through.
Right.
Because the main thing, our class started out with like 69 people. We graduated 21.
Wow.
So it was really like, if you can get through this, you can get through life. You good.
I graduated number 2 in my class.
So the Academy of Health Sciences is
Fort Sam
Sam
Houston.
Houston, right?
Yeah.
What's that about?
All right, so once I got commissioned, now you got to learn your medical, whatever your specialty is. So they send you back to Fort Sam, and then you become a medical service officer. So basically, you're a medical administrator. So you can run hospitals, clinics. So when I went down there, and it's so funny, I was talking to a couple friends of mine. They talking about doing a 40th year reunion in 1985. It was 2 older brothers and a sister. We got real close, and we still in touch. So when I went,
that made me realize I'm almost 40. You saying that?
yeah,
I'm 40.
almost 40.
Almost
And
40.
I'm 40.
So when I was in the fire department. So this was '85. I've been in the fire department like 2 years. Had a brand new car.
you driving?
Volkswagen Quantum turbo diesel, baby. Everybody thought it was an Audi.
Yeah.
Audi 5000. No, this is a Quantum turbo diesel. So I drove all the way down there, showed up. All of them had just got out of college.
Yeah.
This is their first job.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I remember a lot of people got their first paycheck. Some of them was buying clothes. Some of them ran out to buy a car. Some of them ran out and bought jewelry.
Yeah,
There was this kid named Joe, God rest his soul. He had a drinking situation.
I got
He
you.
went out and bought a blender.
Making margaritas.
But yeah. So anyway, we down there, man. That story is deep. So the 2 guys that I met, one guy is Claude Hines Jr. So I got there a week before everybody. I'm setting up shop at the in suite, biggest room. So I'm walking down the hallway. He's walking up the hall with a white guy and a Puerto Rican guy. And we walk by each other, and I give him the. And he gave me the. I was like, oh, it's a real brother.
Hey, cool.
I was like, I got a real brother.
Yeah, he cool.
So we ended up being real close. Now I'm gonna send you a link. Claude Hines Jr. Micro Health. He's the president, CEO of this company. It's a multi-million-dollar.
What?
It's a multi-million-dollar company. I'm gonna send you a link.
Can we get a job?
Of course you can.
Right, can we get a job?
And then the interview he did maybe last year. And they asked him, what was the most important, best advice you got in your life? You said from Lloyd.
Really?
Wow.
When we were at Office of Basic.
Send me that.
So
I'm gonna send it to you. So
that needs to be known.
So is this during the advanced course?
This is the basic course.
Basic course, not the advanced course.
So again, these people just come and they try to get a job. So when he came there, he just graduated from North Carolina A&T. He's probably gonna go back home, join the reserve, trying to find a job. So the thing is, if you got the top 20%, the regular Army would pick you up.
Okay.
I wasn't worried about that.
Right.
I kept telling him, I got a job.
I got a job, right.
I got a brand new car. I got a job. I'm going back
I
home.
feel like that.
I got this
My
corner.
part-time
I got
job.
this
Yeah,
corner.
yeah,
I'm good. I
yeah,
got my
yeah.
corner these, so I don't need no job. I'm good.
My part-time job, I feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't need no more hours. I'm good. I got enough on my plate.
Yeah.
I mean, I wake up to
So I'm just down here trying to, keep my career moving forward. But what happened was me and him got close. So I just had a study habit. I had worked. That's how I did so well in OCS. That's how I did well whenever I decided to study.
And so would you say that part of your life, when you went to that training, shaped you to become
The OCS shaped me.
Right.
This, I helped a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So Claude wants to hang out and party and all this. I said, no, bro, that's what they want you to do. I said, this is what we want to do.
Right.
Every night, we're gonna get a bucket of chicken, get a 6-pack.
Yeah.
We gonna study.
No watermelon.
No watermelon. I like that. No watermelon, but definitely chicken.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, we started getting good grades.
Yeah.
I was busting.
Yeah.
But this is a thing that's interesting. All of them was college graduates. They had just got out of college. So you had doctors, nurses, dentists. All of them come to this course. The medical service people, I didn't have a degree, so I how they said I was feeling some sort of way.
Yeah.
And every now and then somebody would try to throw it in my face.
Yeah.
But I was like, I went to college,
Yeah.
I went to MOOC, but I never graduated.
Right. What you said, I ain't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no problem.
But I feel like that be happening with the fire department too.
I had 3 years
When
at Morgan.
guys-
3 years at Morgan. I ain't
But I'm
graduated.
just saying, like, I'm Northwestern grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a little bit of college, and guys
Right.
be like, oh, yeah, I went to this school, I went to that school, I got this degree. I was like, yeah, but I'm
But
a
what?
captain, and you a...
But now what?
yeah.
And so, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It's all good, though. But
that's
shout out to
exactly
everybody
what
that
I
got
went
degrees and all that kind of stuff
And
like
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah,
that means you focused
Right.
on that and you got through the process.
Right,
So,
right.
and that taught me another thing about people. I'm looking at people, doctors, and we all taking the same course, and I'm busting y'all ass wide open.
Right.
I think I graduated in the top 5%. I know that.
Dope.
Okay, so
So then I go to my man Claude, and they say, if you apply and you get the top 20, you get picked up. You weren't going to apply. I talked to him. I said, Claude, apply for that position. So he applied for it. He got top 20.
Dope.
He got picked
Dope.
up,
Yeah.
went in the Army. Rest is history.
Yeah.
5 years later, 6 years later, 1991, we come back, we go to the advanced course. I pull up in the parking lot, again, I drive down in the corner, it's backfiring.
Oh,
Look,
man.
it's backfiring.
It's done. It's not
leaking
getting
oil.
anywhere.
Yeah, but it got me to Texas.
That's
baby.
it. That's all that matters.
I pull up in the lot, I look, I'm like, Claude, what's up? We in the class again, him and the guy Beckton. Beckton's our other buddy. Beckton, when he came through the basic course, he was a pharmacist. He had just got certified as a pharmacist. We used to go around talking about, can a brother be a pharmacist? You know what I'm saying?
Pharmacist.
Yeah, of course. So that's how we so close after all of that. So we go through that course. Claude ended up graduating number 1 in the class.
wow.
I graduated number
Number
3.
Wow.
He goes on, he wins the Carmack Award, he goes on illustrious career, retires as a full-bird colonel, starts this company.
Did he buy you a Rolex? Did he buy you a Rolex?
He owe you one.
No, he just last year, he took me on a cruise. First time I ever been on a cruise. All expenses paid.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I forgot. Symphony of the Sea, all expenses paid.
Yeah.
And then last weekend, he was in town. He got a beach house down in Hampton. like a $3 million beach house, invited me down there to watch
the fight. You got some powerful friends.
So what's the job application? What Google
it? Right. But look,
micro health. So anyways, so that's what happened with the San Antonio stuff. That's the main aspects of that story.
Right.
Yeah.
So look, I'm gonna circle back, right?
Sure.
To your lacrosse coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
February 13th, 2016.
Division 1.
Hampton University. Tell me about that day.
All right, so how did we get to that day? How we got to that day?
How did we get to that day? Let's
how we got to that day, and you can Google it, I'm sure you have. ESPN does a documentary called Mother of Hampton Lacrosse. Mm-hmm. Look, how many times you think I done watched it?
A lot.
Once.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Once? No.
A lot.
Maybe 100 times.
A lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you cut it on right now, I'll bust out crying.
Yeah.
That's how powerful it is.
Cut it on.
No, don't do that. No. Cooper Gooding Jr. Look, so I'm in the fire department.
Yeah.
Deputy Chief. It's 2011. Phone rings. Look at the phone. Some 7-something, whatever the area code for New York. So I call him. I get back to the office. Call it back. The lady gets on the phone. Her name is Verena Crawford.
Yes.
She started telling me about her son, Michael Crawford. And first, if you ever listen to her, you don't look at the picture, you listen. Sound like a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what does white woman call me for talking about lacrosse?
She's grew up in Columbia.
Then she said, Hampton. So I said, oh, she must be black. So the story is, her son, Michael Crawford, they grew up in Brooklyn. He went to Hampton. He played lacrosse all his life growing up. He goes to Hampton. He wants to start a lacrosse program. He writes up the proposal. He comes home on the Christmas break, shows it to his mother, goes up. She goes up and bring him down, call him down for dinner. He never comes down. She goes up and finds him dead in his bed.
What? Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
So So then after she goes through a mourning process, she said, I want to see if I can find somebody who would be interested in keeping this dream alive.
Right.
So I went to the campus to see if I could find some students. And in the documentary, she says, I wanted to find a coach. That's how she said it, coach. So I Googled black lacrosse coach. And so they cut. And as soon as she says that, I start talking. So I tell you what I said. I said, I saw a phone ring. I said, I call her, I get back to my office. I call her up. I get on the phone. She got emotional. I got emotional. We on the phone in tears. I cut her off. I said, Miss Crawford, you believe in God? She said, yeah. I said, God had you call the right person. Woo! I thought I was going to get through.
Yeah.
I said, God had you call the right person. She could have called anybody. I could have said, well, here go Donnie Brown number.
Right. Yeah.
Or here go the number of the U.S. Lacrosse. Or here goes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I'm going to send you a Black Lives t-shirt.
Right.
What I said was, God had you call the right person.
God did.
I used to commute. We was talking about the ride.
Yeah.
I used to commute from Baltimore to Hampton every weekend for 2 years.
Yeah. That's what your Wikipedia said too.
And what car was this?
It was a gold Mercedes.
Yeah, I remember the gold Mercedes.
Yeah, it was a gold Mercedes.
You had the gold Mercedes in high school.
Yeah.
We still try to drive it all the time. He was like, man, y'all get out of here, man.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to ask you a question before I get there. You're a surgeon?
No. That's a good question. So when I was in the military, because I was, we gotta wrap that story up real quick. So, let's do that right now. So when I was in the military, when I came back, I got promoted. When I got OCS, they sent me back to my old unit. You're not supposed to do that. They said, because you from the unit, the people you supervising or leading, they ain't gonna do what you ask them to do, because they're your friends. I said, if they my friends, they gonna do what I ask them to do.
Right,
and if they don't, I'm gonna do my job.
And
And I'm doing what I gotta do. Never had a problem. They loved it. When I came back, they looked out for me.
Absolutely.
So I got promoted from platoon leader to executive officer, company commander. The reason I'm saying that now, full circle. When I got sworn in 1976 at Catonsville Army, the same office I got sworn in was the office I was the commander in the Baltimore unit.
That's a dope question.
That's dope.
That's a dope question.
Exact same office. I was sitting there and be like, that's full circle, man.
Wow. It is full circle. You got a lot of full circle moments.
That's God, though. Every time a full circle.
And you know what? We got something too, but we're going to get back to him.
Yeah.
But go back to
the brigade surgeon.
Go back to the lacrosse with Miss
Crawford.
Miss Crawford.
So I'm driving down. So
so
back and forth. So around right before 2013, my mom got sick. I had to take care of her. My brother passed in 2012, so I couldn't come down for one season. So they took over. So 2013, I retired. Well, I don't retire. I retired in 2014, but 2013, August, I relocate, take the job at the college.
Right.
Soon as I get, well, the college was, at the time, was Thomas Nelson Community College.
Okay.
They brought me down as a program director to build the program from scratch. Zero, dirt. Now we're on 2 campuses, it's ridiculous.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, so when I get here, I call over to Hampton and say, look, man, I got a job over in Thomas Nelson. I'm in town. Y'all want me to come help with the club team? They said, hell no, we want you to come take this thing back over.
Yeah.
So I went back, took over the club team. That was 2013. 2015, I get a call. I'm teaching a class, AJ. AJ is the commissioner of the Black Lacrosse, Pro Lacrosse League. He said, Coach, congratulations. I was like, what's up, man? He said, Hampton going D1. So it was rumors. It was rumors. I said, well, yeah, I heard it. He said, no, they're going D1. And you the coach. That's how I found out on a phone call.
Wow. So it wasn't like no formal, nothing.
He sent me a text. Look at this. So I pulled a text up. I said, y'all need to take a break.
Yeah, it was an overwhelming experience. Yeah.
So, 2016, February 13th, ESPN shows up there at Hampton the entire week.
Yeah.
Filming stuff. Jim Brown's involved. Dr. Harvey's involved. Everybody. February 13th, we played the first HBCU in history. Played Division I lacrosse.
On ESPN.
My only concern was, what do you think it was? I knew we weren't gonna win.
Yeah.
Who's y'all play?
I would say y'all play like it was like Westland Presbyterian,
yeah, Westland,
like that.
Which was the head coach there, Coach Lance, at a junior college. So Coach Rocky, he was my man.
Yeah. They went to school in New York, right?
Yeah. So what happened was, I just didn't want to get blanked.
Yeah.
My first year, because we went from a club team
to a Division I. Right, that's not even 3 or 2.
All I wanted was not
just
to shut out. In any game, as soon as we scored, I'd go,
These when you get shut out.
Yeah, I would be like, I just don't want to get shut out.
Yeah.
Just don't want to get shut out.
Right.
And so that first year, we didn't win any games.
Yeah.
But we didn't get shut out.
Y'all played like 5 or 6
games. We didn't get shut out.
So something I would talk to Kenny about, and I want to ask you, just get your opinion on it, just to get it out there. Coach Prime, you built the HBCU and went to a bigger program. I want to know your thoughts on that, and have you got a job offer at a bigger school, if you don't mind speaking on that.
Have I ever got no?
Okay, but how do you feel about Coach Prime leaving the HBCU?
I think that was a good move for him.
Yeah. So I was.
Because he put them on the map. The HBCU, he put them on the map.
Yeah.
He put HBCU schools on the map, and he's bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not diminishing in them,
right?
But no, he needs to be at a power school.
You don't think he needs to be?
Would you? Let's say if a D1 program.
All right, let's talk for real.
Yeah, if one
I want to coach pro. I want to put a team. I want to put a team, a black-owned team, in the PLL.
You had it here first, right? Professional black PLL team. Yeah. He wants to be the coach. Yep. Chief Carter wants to be the coach. Let's make it happen. Yeah. Come on, put it out there.
That's because I I've been around this game a long time. I know talent when I see it, and I know how to coach the game.
And so another question I wanted to piggyback off what he said, right, with Coach Prime thing. And I got this question from a lieutenant of mine. Do you think, from grassroots, right, how you got your son Lance, right, who's doing his thing with BLE, and the Terps, lacrosse, Baltimore Terps,
and PCLC,
right? Do you think BCLC,
Baltimore Lacrosse, Baltimore City Lacrosse Community.
He thought it was Pikesville Community Cross.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So he asked the question, right? We had a debate before, not a debate, but this is more of a discussion. And I want to ask you, by you coaching all black city lacrosse teams and club teams and even colleges.
Yeah.
If let's say BLE, with those guys starting out where they are now, do you think it's better if they stuck together and went from grassroots, high school, college, so forth, to stay together, or like you know how you get to the grassroots level, you start getting infiltration from your Gilmans, the McDonoughs.
I hear you.
Which one do you think is more opportunistic, or like which one do you think is
more
better? Do you think
beneficial.
they should stay together, or
I think more beneficial because what you're talking is very deep. When you deal with blacks in lacrosse, and you'll see, if you look at the blacks in the PLL that have made it to the pro level, when you talk to them, I think Kyle Harrison did like a mini doc, had like 6 or 7 other guys, and we sat them in the locker room, and all of them had the same experience. I was the only one on the team.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what?
Wow.
It did something to them.
Yeah.
Now, I've been close to the only one on the team. One, when I played for Hollington for 2 years, right? Different experience. But it showed me my level, how good I was. And I gotta tell you this, summer 1981, I played Heroes League. That was at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC.
Yeah,
Heroes League was like the best lacrosse players in the country. They came there and played. Hopkins, Syracuse, University of Maryland, Navy, Sid Abernathy. I remember he was one of the other teams. I was on the black team. You know, you come in, they do a draft, you're on the team, you go out and practice, then you play every week. I was on the black team, number 7 on the black team.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, when the black team played, sidelines was
Dope.
They want to see what this nigga will do today with that raggedy red and blue helmet. More red, orange, and blue helmet.
Yes.
At the end of that summer, I led the league in goals.
Whoa.
I led the league in assists. I won the MVP of the league. And we were undefeated. Undefeated and won the championship. Watch this. And I'm going back to Morgan. Cut the program. What?
81.
Arguably.
81.
Arguably, I'm the best player in the country.
Right.
I'm going back to Morgan with Gene White, who led the nation in goals.
Shout out to Coach White, Emerson High School.
Led the nation in goals, and they cut the program.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind that?
They said
well, the nicest thing I can say is they were stupid. That's the nicest thing I can say.
We're gonna leave it there.
They were stupid.
Yeah.
You got it's the highest ranking HBCU team in history.
So did they transfer? Where did they transfer to? Where did the players transfer to? Like
you on your own.
You on your own. It wasn't no transfer.
No
it ain't like it is now.
Yeah.
It was done.
It was over.
Just like that. It was over.
So to answer your question, I've had both experiences. I prefer playing with brothers.
So start from grassroots, carried all the way through.
All the way through.
Okay.
And then so that's why we created Black Lads.
That was in 2001. That was my next question. 2001.
So
the president and co-founder.
Correct.
I was on the first Black Slash team.
Yes.
I
You
was.
better believe it.
I graduated that summer.
Yeah. You
Yes.
better believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I
what
still
made-
got that picture.
So what made you want to?
Yeah, I got
what
the-
made you want to create that and start that?
Sean Mellon. Sean Mellon story
Talk
real
about
quick.
it. Talk about it. He's
Sean
the best
Mellon.
lacrosse player I've ever seen. I've said it off the record.
We said it was a different
Many a
podcast.
times.
A different podcast. We said that brother name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've said it like, you know, and there's no disrespect to a lot of great players I've seen, especially, I'm going to say, me being introduced to the game in 1998, 99. The best two lacrosse players I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen live, was Sean Mellon and Roy Castor.
Yeah.
Sean Mellon led the state in goals 2 years in a row.
The state.
In the
What-
state.
What state?
Maryland.
Where do the best lacrosse players come from?
Maryland.
And who led the state in scoring?
A
Sean
brother
Mellon.
from little old
Park Heights.
zone
what?
school,
Park Heights.
Park Heights zone school, Northwestern.
Park Heights.
Roy Castor led the state in assists 2 years in a row from little old zone school, Northwestern.
Does he
Had
go-
the best goalie in the state, most saves in the state, Donald Stamps.
Let's talk about it.
That team was. I was blessed, man. I've just been blessed,
Did
man.
you
God.
recruit? Did you recruit? Oh, any?
No, they was already there.
They was Park Heights.
Right.
And then, I'll say this about Park Heights. I was talking to
Yeah,
class
you know,
about
yeah.
Park Heights. Now, let me tell you about Park Heights. You know, if you're from Baltimore, you know about Park Heights. If you don't know about
we from
Park Heights, this is what I'll tell you about Park Heights. Give me 3 Park Heights, and I'll use the term affectionately.
Yeah.
Give me 3 Park Heights niggas, and I go anywhere in the world.
yeah. Zone 15, shout out.
Anywhere in the world. And guess what? I'm talking about Brooklyn, Bronx, South Central, you know, the Ward 9, all of that. Give me 3 Park Heights, affectionately, 3 Park Heights niggas, and I go anywhere in the world.
So you got
Hey,
two.
look,
You got 2 right here.
look.
Let's need one more.
Look, this is what I'm saying.
Chalk Road.
This is what I say about them. They won't start no shit, but they'll finish it.
We love the town up there, bro.
Yeah,
We
and
love
they not gangsters, but they thorough and intelligent.
Right. Right.
And
So-
intelligent and thorough. I
Mhm.
mean thorough. Ain't no punkness in them at all.
So in 2011, you established the coaching lacrosse program at Hampton University, right? Then after that, right, in 2011, you served as a board member of the Park School and People Foundation Middle School Lacrosse League.
Yeah.
You did a lot, my brother, with this
Yeah.
sport. You did a lot. You did
Yeah,
a whole
I've
Yeah,
Bless,
your
man.
Wikipedia,
You did a whole
your
lot.
bio
with
is
this
incredible.
sport. You did a
Yeah,
lot.
Your
Bless,
accomplishments, your
Just starting
accomplishments are
different
incredible.
programs and different
And
areas.
And
Yeah.
so I got a
man.
question too, right?
Uh-huh.
Just with,
Let me go back to the Sean Mellon.
Yeah, go
How
back to
black
Sean
that
Mellon.
stuff
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
I mean, I gotta tell
yeah, you
that
got to
story.
tell that story. Absolutely.
So, like he said, in Sean Mellon's senior year, he led the state in scoring.
With 100+ goals,
State of Maryland is one of the best states.
not points, goals.
Yeah, he led the, and so he makes the state All-Star team. He's on the losing team of the state All-Star. He wins MVP.
One MVP.
Wow.
On the losing team.
And Kyle Harrison was on that team.
Oh no! Kyle Harrison was on the winning team.
Right. Johns
He had
Hopkins,
5
Kyle
goals.
Harrison.
He had 5 goals. He was on the winning team. He was going to Johns Hopkins. He ended up being a Toronto winner, going into the Pro League, one of the best
MVPs,
lacrosse players
all
ever
that.
played.
Yeah, no doubt.
My man, nothing
Yeah.
but love for him. In high school, in that All-Star game, he was on the winning team, didn't win the MVP. Sean Mellon was on the losing team, won the MVP.
That's unheard of.
Look,
Yeah.
every time he touched the ball, the crowd would go.
It was a highlight.
Woo.
He was a highlight. He was really a human highlight
Yeah,
reel.
There we go.
He was nice.
Woo.
He was nice.
The-
And he didn't get any looks. Right then, I said, this will never happen again. And that's when we started Black Lives.
Yeah.
Because of him. I was like,
He had to go to community college.
He ended up going to community college,
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah.
Does he coach
Playing
at
for
Thompson?
my high school coach, Dave Mince.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is,
And remember
Dave
Nate
Mince.
and Nate Benjamin.
Nate Shout and Nate
do you
Benjamin.
know what
Yeah.
Sean Mellon is? He coaching anything right now? Do you
Who?
know Sean Mellon?
He coached at Carville, Forest Park.
Yeah, Forest Park.
Forest Park. Yeah, yeah. And so, even with that, right, going back to Sean Mellon, the greatest game I was ever a part of as a player. 2000, our championship season.
We played Walbrook?
Walbrook High School. At Walbrook. You know, so just to get some backstory, we came that year, after your first year, and I remember this, we went 8-4, right?
Yeah.
We already knew we had the team.
Yeah.
We brought everybody back. Everybody's juniors and seniors, a couple sophomores, I was a sophomore at the time. We just knew we going undefeated, right? We start out 2-0, the Brook come in. They upgraded, I think that was Coach Merck.
Coach Merck, he stole our players.
That was his first, yeah. He stole Benjamin.
Benjamin, yeah.
Rest in peace to Ben.
Right. No, not him. He told his brother.
Yeah.
Because Ben had left.
Right.
Yeah.
So he went to Walbrook.
Yeah.
And whatever. They came from Northwestern, third game. They got us.
Yeah.
We slept on them.
Yeah.
We didn't. Well, I'll tell you what. We slept on them until about third quarter, but it was too late by then.
Right.
It was too late to recover.
Coach Merck was a great coach.
And great coach.
Great coach.
Had epic battles between y'all two.
Great coach.
So anyway, we go through the rest of the season. Next game come. It's down Walbrook. It's like quiet storm. Roy Castor was the
Face off.
he was not face off, but he was like the voice of the team.
Yeah, well.
He helped, like, he was the
Yeah.
coach on the field.
Yeah.
He ain't playing.
Yeah.
And everybody listened. He was the, like, if he was the general,
Yeah.
he was or you was the colonel, he's the general. Or
Right.
however it go. Second in command. He said, quiet storm, we serves, we getting this win.
Yeah.
We down 3 goals, we down 2 goals with a minute to go.
Wow.
Back to back. Roy went to face off. Roy was an attack man in high school. He played defense with midfield. He played all. He was a great overall player.
Yeah.
He played all.
He was.
He went to X. He said, I got it. X is face off. 3 straight face off wins. I never forget it. The same play ever go. Roy win the face off. Throw it to Los. Los give it to Sean. Go. 3 straight times we win the game. Championship is done.
Wow.
We win the off that
First
game. We won the championship.
Yep.
We ain't lose no other game after that.
Yup.
That was the greatest game I was ever a part of
Yeah.
as a player.
Yup. Yup.
So do you miss? Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm gonna ask you: is it you are attackman, natural? Give me your if you could play with any 2 attackmen as a player or as a coach that you coach, players that you coach, who would you play with for one game?
People who I've seen play or people who I've coached
Coach
or
and played with.
coach and played with Calvin Slade, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Miller.
So,
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get
just
to
to,
the
no, just to,
Mount Rushmore.
no. I'm
Not
gonna
yet.
answer one more question.
Okay, go
we
ahead.
can get there.
Okay.
Do you miss going to church in Baltimore?
Nope.
No.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you
Because I know
why.
you was right.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, talk.
The best thing that came out of COVID
Mm-hmm.
was my church went online. Douglas
Yeah.
Memorial Community
Yeah.
Church,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
which I've been attending probably for 60 years.
Wow. You're aging yourself.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie about it.
So you watched it online.
It came online.
You watched it online.
And I was like, this is the best thing that came out of COVID. 10 o'clock Sunday,
That's where you at.
crawl out the bed.
Yeah.
You put a suit on.
Boom. Nah, man. I mean, that's, and then
That's dope, though.
Yeah, so the original pastor, Reverend Bass, you know, he was the first black
I remember.
fire
Yeah.
commissioner.
Really?
They named the firehouse on Liberty Road. What's that?
Oh, 40?
40?
Yeah, that's
No.
named after him.
It is. It might be.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, when you go back, check
Okay.
it. That's
Yeah.
named that. I was there when they dedicated. Just like they named 36 engines
Yeah.
at the Charlie
Charlie
Thomas.
Thomas, yeah.
I was there when they dedicated that.
Because you was on the board of trustees while you were in Baltimore.
Yes,
Right.
yes. But that was under the new pastor, Reverend Yuri. And he pulled me in, and cool young brother, man. He got his doctorate in divinity 2 years ago. he passed the bar, so he's an attorney as well.
Too.
Wow.
That's why.
Wow.
No doubt.
Wow.
No doubt.
And he's a good man. He's a good brother.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
And I always tell people, man, if you ain't got no church home, holler at my man.
Okay. And where's that church located?
Douglas, Lafayette, Madison.
Lafayette, Madison.
Right around the corner from the project.
Yeah.
And we used to walk up there when we was young. That's how we came affiliated.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right on the corner.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
right
we always ask these questions for all our guests, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want to get your Mount Rushmore, right?
That's 4 people.
4 people.
We can make it 5.
You're the first person to ever know how many people's on Mount Rushmore. How many people's doing it?
Brother,
Yeah, that's how. Right. That's why you top 2 and top 1.
Right.
So we want to get your Mount Rushmore of, and we can break it up into 2 parts, right?
Let's do 2.
We want to do life, the influence you in life, and we want to do lacrosse.
Not 5 apart?
Oh.
So we want
We can
3?
do 3.
We do 3.
We do 3.
Oh.
All right, so we'll start with the
Which
life.
one?
Start with the life.
Influenced.
They had the most effect in your
My
life.
father.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but that's go
Yeah,
without
no,
saying.
yeah, go ahead.
My father, my mother, my brother, and my other brother.
I love
I
it.
grew up in a household where we used to for dinner every night. We'd be out there in the alley running around. Lloyd Bryan! They used to joke us.
Yeah.
Lloyd Bryan. Yeah, they eat dinner every night.
Yeah. Together as a family.
That's a beautiful
Father
thing.
sat
That's
here.
a beautiful thing.
Mama sat there. Monkey sat here. And we sat here.
Yeah.
Me and Brian. And I would spill something every dinner. They thought I'd do it on purpose. I was just clumsy.
Yeah.
But it was so much love
Yeah.
in that
I
household.
love it.
And my father might have had an eighth grade education, but he was smart, he was intelligent. He ended up retiring from the Coast Guard.
Okay.
Yard.
Okay.
So you had
Curtis
military
Bay.
background.
Yeah.
He retired in the Army. I got a picture at home. I got like a family room where I got, all the memorial stuff for my family. I got a picture of him pinning on my buttons when I got promoted.
Send us that picture.
So when I got commissioned. So I know he was like,
Take a picture of it.
because he was in the Army in the 40s.
Yeah.
But it was nigga.
Yeah.
What?
Big time, bro.
Of course.
Big time.
I can only imagine.
Big
the
time.
fights that he had to
And
fight.
he watching
I
me,
appreciate it.
he pinning on my pen.
Yeah.
He pinning on my pens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, I was telling people I had the best father. My mom don't even start it with her.
Right.
Don't even get started with her. I tell you about, remember y'all talking about all the different titles? This is a story I tell about my mom. One of them, I got a million of them. Well, I used to go to Douglas Memorial.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I got away from the church. And as I got older, like, you need to come on back. You've been out there for a minute,
You gotta get guided.
but I ain't forgot you.
That's right.
So I would
Got
go.
that foundation.
I would go back, and so the church would go from like 11 to 12, 15. So I'm giving her a ride home. So we don't leave the church till like 1:30.
That's football?
Yeah, and I'll be mad. And I'll be mad. At first I would get upset. And this what it was. She taking me around. Oh, you Carol son? Yeah. Which one are you? You the DJ? Look, you the DJ or you the chief?
Right. Yeah.
Nah, I'm the chief. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you the one in the military too? Yes, man. You the one that coached the crowd? Look, she's proud of you. Yeah. So, after a while, I got it. She was proud of me. And we're gonna break it down just like this. Just her taking me around like, yeah, this my shit right here.
Yeah.
This me.
Yeah. This
I created him.
This me.
I created him. Yeah.
And I got it.
Right.
I got it. She was proud of me.
My grandmother does the same thing. And I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
Right?
I get it.
This is me. this is me. I wasn't able to do all the things he did, but look what he's done, and I'm proud of him. And so, and then my brothers, man, we ain't got enough time for them.
Yeah.
So that would be my or people that influenced me.
Right.
Yeah.
Last
Lacrosse.
one. Okay, 2 more.
Cross.
Top 4, all time.
You know the one.
Had to be Calvin Slim.
Yeah.
Had to be Calvin Slim. Because he made me fall in love with the game.
Yeah.
Well, before it was just something to do, but I fell in love with the game. Had to be Coach Dave Minson.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be Coach Sheldon Freed.
That was the coach from '81.
Yeah. But he recruited me to come to Morgan in 76. I played from 77, 78, and then came back in 81. And it's so funny, I heard him say one time, we was at a Hall of Fame thing, and he said, he called me Louis. He said, you know, Morgan really fucked Louis. Because that last year, he was gonna be All-American.
Right.
And when I heard him say that out of his mouth, that was probably the best compliment I ever got.
Yeah.
Because he's an All-American.
Right.
He's a Hall of Fame All-American. And I respect his opinion when it comes to lacrosse. For that to come out, for me to hear him say that.
It meant a lot.
So that's 3. And then my brother, my oldest brother.
That shows you how to rate.
Show me how to rate.
Yeah.
But introduced me to the game.
Yeah, right.
And then, you know, in the later years, he would come down.
Yeah, I remember
when I was
down to the
D1.
games.
Yeah. He would be at our
games. To the high school games too.
Yeah, he would come to the high school games.
No doubt.
He the one that got me the job at Northwestern.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then he would come down to Hampton, all the games, and all the team players would call him Unc. So So I was lacrosse.
So I want to ask you before we move forward about the lacrosse thing. Could we talk before the podcast started about the person who introduced me to the game at Coppin summer camp? It was Coach Church. How do you know Coach Church? That God rest his soul. He passed away.
Coach Church.
How do you know Coach Church?
Coach Church, coach from Merville.
Yeah.
So we had, had a crosstown rivalry. I don't think Church ever beat me.
Okay, you never did.
You check the records, but they always
flex.
Yeah, but there was always close games.
Yeah.
He was always very competitive, and he was just always a gentleman.
That's my guy.
He was always a gentleman, and so this is what happened. When we started Black Lax, one of the things we wanted to do is have a city all-star game at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And the first couple years, we did it at Forest Park. And then that's where Mervo got the hook up with the turf field. And from then on, and he made sure everything was. And he just his personality, man.
Yeah, he's dope brother.
Yeah, his personality, man. He had a great spirit, man.
And let me get your 4 for the 5 part.
Is this the second list you gonna make?
It's third list.
Third?
It's third. 3.
It's got to be John Johnson, number 1. I mean, when I saw him, the first time I saw him, I was in the CETA program, and he was a lieutenant, and we had all took the CRT test. The class failed like crazy. They had a white instructor, I ain't gonna say his name, but then they brought in JJ. He was the first black to become a CRT instructor in the state of Maryland.
Wow.
You know what the second one was?
You.
We already know.
You.
We know. We do our background.
So when he walked in, and then JJ was cut. And I was like, I want to be just like him. And then the way he talked, no nonsense. But by the time he finished, you understood it. You understood it. So and then the things he did throughout my career, and man, we had one beef, and that's because white folks got involved. So I forgot what it was. I was a company commander, medical unit, and I think I needed some shops containers. I don't know. You remember Roy Dean?
No.
No, you don't. Roy Dean used to run the medical supply, the white guy. And so, JJ had an ego. So I went to Roy Dean. I said, "Yo, man, give me about 4 or 5 of those so I can use in my ambo at the medical unit." So he gave it to me, no big deal. So then he goes to JJ. He tells me, "Carter came down and ordered me." I'm like, and then he came at me like, I'm like, "What is he talking about?" So he played with his ego, and JJ wrote me up. So this is what happened. Word got back. Because we was all heavy in the Blazers. This is deep. We all heavy in the Blazers, so when he went to the Blazers, they got in his butt. What? You did black? You did what? Now, technically, I was wrong.
Right.
It was almost like stealing, but it's shops get paid.
Ain't your money.
Right, so what?
Right.
So for a while, we weren't speaking. So this is what happened. Million Man March comes. So, I don't know if you saw, I wrote the medical plan for the Million Man March.
We saw that. We saw that.
So we take units over to the Million Man March. That's one of the times I got, one of the 5 times, three or 5 times I got fired by Herman Williams. I think it was the first time I got fired because of the Million Man March. So we were supposed to take units over. That's when we had the red alert units, but they was vain.
I remember that.
It was nice stuff.
I remember that.
But you know, all the chief operations, Fredericks, whoever, they said no, take them little raggedy, regular Fords or whatever we had. I said, man, I ain't going over to DC in these raggedy things. So we gonna take the red alert unit. So they went to Herman and said, he fucking it. So he called me up. He said, you going to get my, again, they played with his ego. They so good at that. He gets on the phone, you fired. Blah, 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 blah. That was the first time he fired.
Right.
One of many.
Right.
But they always say you wasn't nobody in his administration unless you've been fired twice.
Oh, that's,
you see what I'm saying?
You was in.
So I'm taking off my buttons. I'm waiting for somebody to come get him. And then Henry Burns shows up. I said, what you doing? I was like, I just got fired. He's like, what? I explained everything.
Over the phone.
He got on the phone. He called the chief, talked to him, explained why we should be sending the red alerts. Right. He understood. He on the phone, he said, you ain't fired. So we go to the Million Man March. And like I said, me and JJ have been beefing. So it was a million people. So you get there and you have to climb over a wall and they reaching down, brothers helping each other over. So as soon as you get over top of the wall, you can hear somebody talking. And they said, all right, man, what I want all the brothers to do is turn to somebody, tell them where you're from, and dab them up. Oh my God. 1 million brothers? Boom, boom, boom. Carter, Baltimore. I go around the corner, who's sitting on the stick?
You are JJ. Beef squash.
Who did that?
God did. God did.
Of 1 million people.
Right. That's who you ran into.
As soon as I come over the wall.
It's all full circle. It's your life, it's all full circle.
I'm going to cut you off, but I had to pay my respects to Henry Burris, right?
Oh.
I had my job because of that man.
Oh.
He saved my job.
Oh.
He saved my job. He saved me. I'm 19 years in because of that man.
You know, my nickname for him was Little Willie.
Yeah.
Because he cut deals.
Yeah.
Cut some deals, boy.
I got my job because of him.
Yeah.
I wasn't 19 years in.
Who's your other 3 when the fight?
Oh. I'll say Stan Sneed.
Okay.
Yeah. I can say Stan Sneed, man. Right. Because I looked up to Stan, but at one point we were somewhat in competition because.
Right, I was trying to put y'all in this.
Yeah, well, he wanted to be chief, and he had every right to be because he had been there before me. Right. But once I made chief, supported me like nobody else did. You know what I mean? He had my back entirely.
Right.
Harry Burns. No question. And I don't know what I was thinking about. Herman Williams Jr.
Oof. Big dog.
Montel Williams, a father.
Big dog.
My wife's uncle.
Really?
Oh, really?
Really?
You always
That's how I
connected.
met her.
You always connected.
That's how I met her. Look, it was Martin O'Malley was having an event down at the China Room, and it was the weekend. The Orioles was celebrating. Remember the tunnel fire?
Yeah.
And they had this big celebration.
Right.
We went over there and they
Right.
fed us, and we was up in the suite. And I forget the commissioner, Roman Clark's brother. He came. He said, "Yo, I just left." O'Malley was running for mayor again, mayor-governor.
Mm.
He said, "Yeah, I just left O'Malley thing over at the China Room. You might want to get over there."
Right.
I'm like,
Shake some hands. Meet
yeah,
some people.
meet some people.
Yeah.
He's like, lot of nice ladies over there.
Yeah.
Cool. And I was class A'd up.
Yeah.
You know, I had my dress uniform on, went
Right.
over. So we sitting around, mingling. So it's like 3 ladies talking. So there's one lady, I'm talking to her, having a conversation. It's a real cute lady right next to her. She talking, and she said, "My uncle was in the fire department." I said, "Your uncle?" I said, "Who's your uncle?" Hampton Williams Jr. I said, "Your uncle is the fire department." He had retired by that. He's like, "Your uncle wasn't your right." And that's how we met, man. That's
Dope,
exactly
man.
how
That's
we
crazy
met.
how you meet like that,
That's my
man.
wife. She
Hey,
right. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Chief, it's my turn to give you your flowers, right? From me, personally.
Appreciate it.
I've been knowing you since 99.
98?
98,
That's crazy.
99.
It's crazy.
Long time. I've been player of yours, assistant coach,
Yeah.
son, nephew,
Right.
friend, everything. And I've said it to many people off the record, and I'm going to say it to you now. The reason why I'm in the position that I'm in now, it started with you. In life, we have pivots.
Right.
Back when I graduated high school, probably around 2003, 2003, somewhere around there, my father did some plumbing work for me. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was trying to figure things out. You told him to tell me to get into the EMT program. I did the EMT program. I said, all right, got nothing else to do.
Right.
Went to BCC. Taking the EMT class at BCC. I did my ride-alongs on Medigate with Monya Smith Small.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That day, them 10 hours on that one ride-along changed the course of my life.
Wow.
I came home, I told my mother, this is what I want to do.
Right. That's amazing.
The rest is history.
That's
As you say,
amazing.
the rest is history.
That's amazing.
So
man.
as my brother, my
All
friend,
day
my
long.
aunt,
All day long.
Thank you.
All day long.
God,
Thank you.
God, when you say God did and God put people in positions,
Yes, sir.
He put my father in that position.
Right.
Being a plumber, all that
Exactly.
you needed work, from me about to play baseball to playing lacrosse,
Lacrosse, right.
making that relationship,
Exactly.
set me up the way I'm in now. I'm forever indebted to you.
So, like Cash always say, this podcast is meant for brothers like yourself. You know, so come on, man. Give me something, man. Love you, drive,
man.
man. Love you,
We
bro,
appreciate
man.
you.
You're a dope person, and you know,
Love
We
you,
appreciate
You're
you.
a trailblazer.
No
A
doubt, man.
true
Pioneer.
trailblazer. A true
Trailblazer.
I appreciate
And we appreciate you coming on,
I appreciate-
sharing your stories.
I appreciate
Giving
being
us this
appreciated.
time.
Yeah, on this ride. Like
Giving
you
you
said,
flowers.
you did every week. You did every other weekend. This ride from Baltimore to
This
here.
man's struggling
Oh,
right now
God.
with this 3-hour ride. That number 3-hour ride. He said for 4 months.
4 hours.
But nah, I told
Oh, 2
you.
years. You
I
said
told
this
you.
for 2
I
years.
told you the deal.
Yeah,
I wasn't driving.
yeah. God drove.
Yeah, God don't drive. God don't drive.
So the ride back
He
to
said
wheel. No, you
Jesus.
said Jesus
Yeah,
took the
yeah.
wheel.
Hell, God don't drive. God
Jesus
set the
took the wheel.
GPS.
So
He said
yeah,
Jesus to
Right.
drive.
So on the ride back, Jesus, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
but look, hey, we gonna. This is how we start. We stand up, do a little
Ferb,
toast.
Ferb.
Ferb, jump on in.
Ah.
Hey, here's another episode of Charm City Smoke. Chief, Professor, Colonel,
Surgeon,
all the ranks that you can think of in life.
Caroline,
Thank you.
Caroline,
At the end of the day,
look, Caroline's baby boy.
Caroline, baby boy. Thank you, my brother, for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
sir.
Your story will be told. It's here forever.
Thank you.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
here's another episode of Charm City Smoke. Like and subscribe to the page. Oh, you got a podcast yourself. Blacks.Lex on Instagram.
No, on Instagram we got the Black.Lex on Instagram, but then Coach Lloyd Carter on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Some of the best lacrosse you ever want to see.
Check it out. Check it out.
Brothers giving up the phone.
Hey, like and subscribe to both pages. Check it out. We appreciate y'all. Keep it smoking.
That's what the car years back.